that's okay. You don't have to really even worry about handling at that particular point. You're trying to go in and work a deal is what you're trying to do. Okay? That's what we want to do. We want to work a deal. The more deals we work, the better. Okay? If we take 10 shots at a basket, we've got a chance to score 10 points if a basket was worth 1 point. But if we only take 5 shots at the basket, we only got a chance to score 5 points. So most of your managers realize that working the deals is a good thing. However, they want to find out they want to know what objections are out there because they want to close a deal today just like you. So other than is going to be our best friend. So the first thing that can happen, as I said, they might buy the car. The second thing that can happen is they'll object. You're going to flush out the objections with the word other than, or the objections will be flushed out, just by you asking them to buy. Once they put the objections on the table, you're going to isolate the objections with the words other than. The third thing that can happen, which is the customer could say they want to think about it. We just said that they might buy the car, we might flush the objections out, but if there's no objection, if they say they want to think about it, that's no objection. They're not going home to think about this thing, I don't think. I really am going to tell you, here's what happens for most times. Okay, sometimes they're doing it as a fib so they could possibly maybe go shop you. There's a stat on your sheet that says 96% of people you give figures to on the lot, in person, over the internet, over the phone, through text, go shop your figures. So there could be a very, very good chance that that's what they're going to go do. But also, it could just be seriously, they really do want to think about it, right? You guys have probably already had customers, you're like, I don't think he wants to shop. I think he just really does want to go think about it, Chris. Well, I think here's what happens. The customers kind of get overheated. So yes is a final decision, that's final, that's scary. No is a final decision, that's scary, okay? Because if I say yes, I get to go in the business office and see what $70,000, $80,000 looks like in a payment for the next 7 years, I get to pay that, or 6 years, or 5 years, so I get to pay that payment. So that's scary. Second largest purchase or biggest purchase we make. And if I say no, then I lose out on the vehicle. And I got to tell you, I mean, I've been to some of you guys' lots, and the inventory, in some cases, it's tough to get, especially some of the new, depending on the make and the model. So because of that, they're thinking over on this side of the table, oh man, if I say no, then I don't get the vehicle. And that guy over there that looks like he's looking at the Pilot as well might come over and buy it. So they're kind of nervous because they're both final. So a lot of times they're like a computer that overheats. And when a computer overheats, what's it do? It shuts off. So that's kind of what happened. They just shut themselves off. They're like, don't want to think about it anymore. This is too much to think about. This is too big of a decision. You know what? We got to go home. We got to eat dinner. I got to do this. I got to make tacos. I got to go pick him up from the soccer game. But we'll think about this, right? So when they get home, my guess is that they're not thinking about it. If it's the overheat situation, obviously they didn't want to think about it anymore. That's why they said they wanted to think about it. So I don't believe they go home and they go, hey guys, I promised Chris Youngren or I promised Ethan that I would think about this. So I'm going to go downstairs after dinner and I need some quiet time. I'm going to sit in front of the fire with my cognac and I'm going to do, do I want that? They don't do that. You think they do that? I don't think they do. So, hey, you know what? We're pulling in the threshold of the dealer. I tell you what, Samantha, this car, it seems like it's got everything you need. I tell you what, it's going to be perfect for you and your family. Go ahead and pull it up front in the sold line. I'll pull the keys to make sure everybody knows we're working on it, and I'll double check one more time to make sure it's still available. I guess the only other question is, did you want a water, another coffee, or maybe something else cold to drink while we go in and knock out all this paperwork and get you out of here?
Sorry, Chris, but I need to think about it.
Okay, you know, I get it. It's a big decision, and you probably want to make sure you're doing the right thing. Am I right?
Yeah.
Could you help me out here a sec before you take off? What is it exactly you need to think about? Now, is it something I said, color, equipment, or is it perhaps the price?
It's more because I want to see if I can really pay this the next years.
Okay, so it sounds like it's a budget issue?
Maybe.
Yeah, it sounds like it sounds like it's a budget issue. It sounds you're like me and everyone else. It sounds like you're on a budget, am I right?
Yeah.
So if we go inside, we take a look at the figures, we look at your car, we look at our car, we've crunched the figures, we get this to fit into your budget. Would there be any other reason you wouldn't take it home?
No, just I need to make sure I want to pay these.
Certainly, I get that. Okay, I tell you what, let me go ahead. Do you want a water, coffee while we go inside and I get you some figures and we go ahead and go through this, okay? Okay, so then I bring her inside, right? She was still resisting a little bit, but that's okay. I mean, she did say yes, right? So we want to move forward with this. This helps us move forward.